Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Parthiban, founder of CEO of a data science company, Vignani, which focuses on AI for life sciences. And we are working on three different areas: natural language processing for COVID, computer vision applications for COVID, and drug discovery. These are the three areas which we are focusing, and I would like to take a tour on these three aspects. And at the outset, I would like to thank ODSC for giving me this opportunity. The title of my today's talk is Coronavirus Through the Lens of AI. Our world has seen many viruses and outbreaks, but not too many of them can come closer to this COVID-19 in terms of global impact. And of course, COVID-19 has become a great challenge for humanity, one of the biggest problems on Earth right now. The COVID-19 pandemic has impacted many aspects of our life, our day-to-day life, how we work and how we do business, but it has not diminished the impact AI, the artificial intelligence, is having on our lives. You know, in the Harvard Data Science Review wrote the editorial at the beginning of this year, 2020, that is in the January 2020. They predicted that the 2020 is a very busy year for data science and scientists. This is what the original prediction was. And COVID-19 was an unknown term to many of us at the time. And now we are in December 2020. Now we can say that the year 2020 was an unexpected year for data science. The pandemic pushed essentially every system towards extreme, the good, the bad, and the ugly of its inner workings. The good news is that machine learning and data-driven technologies are already augmenting human capacities to better tackle the challenges of this pandemic. So in a way, COVID-19 pandemic appears to be a positive catalyst for the acceleration for the data science and artificial intelligence adoption in pharma and biotech. Now, I wanted to show you how this has impacted. You can see the number of publications on coronavirus. At the bottom, you can see from 2005 to 2019, hardly any publications. It's sort of a less than 600, somewhere around 500, or even 5 years ago, it was 300, 200, 400, and so on. And look at the year 2020. It is more than 75,000. This search I did last Saturday. As of last Saturday, the number of publications are 75,000. And as the COVID-19 crisis continues, the research community is actively responding, aiming to contribute further. The number of publications are rapidly growing still. But then the rapid acceleration in the new coronavirus literature makes for the medical research community very difficult to keep it up. See, only the solution is COVID issue for this COVID issue is that, you know, the solution for this COVID issue might be hiding somewhere in the millions of pages. So how do we find them, connect the dots, make sense out of it? So this is what is there in every researcher's mind. So the handy thing right now is the natural language processing. And as a matter of fact, White House, along with many other organizations, they joined together and started collecting all the articles related to coronavirus, and now it is available for entire research community. This is about 200,000 scholarly articles with the full text from 100,000 full article about COVID-19 alone. And there are, you can see very many variations, versions, and the current version is number 66. So this tells you within the last 10 months, you can see the number of versions have gone up to 66. And not only the articles from PubMed, it comes from multiple sources: PubMed Central, Biorex, Medics, Archive, and the World Health Organization. All of them are pouring these articles, and it all kind of get into the semantic scholar. And then, you know, the problem with this is each articles are having its own style. So we need to harmonize the data, clean the data, deduplicate the data on this COVID-19, this open research data, and all the consortium, they have made things clear for all the AI community, data science community. Now, given that in the last couple of years, the natural language processing, the AI community, we have witnessed several breakthroughs in NLP. And the biggest thing is the attention transformer and BERT. These are all the things that we have been hearing, and every day we are seeing very many articles. And of course, BERT is the short for bidirectional encoder representations from transformer, and it is the new type of language model developed and released by Google in the late 2018. And the figure here is the architecture of the transformer, which is integral part of BERT. And transformers are made of several stacked layers, and each block contains the attention layer followed by a nonlinear function applied at each token. But then the BERT has become so popular that several very many variations of BERT has come now. For example, the original BERT was trained on Wikipedia and various other general English document resources, but then this is not domain specific. So the scientific community, now they train the BERT with the scientific articles, which is called SciBERT, and clinical research like electronic health records. It's called the clinical BERT, and biological articles, BioBERT, and now the whole BERT is completely trained on the PubMed articles. And it is essentially a domain-specific language model. With the use of these BioBERT, clinical BERT, SciBERT, now the researchers start working on COVID-19 literature in terms of understanding classification, name entity recognition, question answering systems, and very many of them. So this is how we have progressed within the last 10 months in terms of natural language processing. And the second aspect is about the computer vision. So here we focus on computer vision techniques for diagnosis, and COVID-19 diagnostic approach is mainly divided into two broad categories. One is the laboratory based and the chest radiography based. The last few months, we have witnessed a rapid increase in the number of studies which uses artificial intelligence techniques to diagnose COVID-19 with X-rays and the chest computed tomography. The picture that you see on the middle is the healthy person's X-ray, and the left one is the COVID-19, and the right one is the viral pneumonia. Now we can find it's interestingly, the researchers have collected the X-rays from multiple sources, and they have consolidated, and some of them have deposited in the Kaggle, and all the researchers can make use of it. And in the last few years, the transfer learning and the various aspects of convolutional neural networks in terms of extracting the features, that is what you are seeing in the red colored box. The input on your left is the X-ray which goes inside, and the feature extraction with the use of various types of convolutional neural network architectures, for example, ResNet or MobileNet or VGGNet and Inception. All that is part of that red box. And then the next part is the classification layer. And finally, we can kind of classify with the use of these convolutional neural networks, the COVID-19 patient's X-ray, viral pneumonia and normal, and so on. So this made things much easier for us. See, and the deep learning today has become the most successful technique of machine learning, which provides useful analysis to study the large amount of chest X-rays images that can critically impact on screening the COVID-19 stuff. And also, it's not just one single technique. It's a kind of an ensemble of techniques starting from DenseNet, ResNet, Inception, Exception, EfficientNet. All of them have been trained, and in fact, there's an ensemble of deep learning models now. They are very well established. As a matter of fact, all these technologies have moved from the research areas to a regular coursework today. And of course, with the computed tomography images, they are pretty well known to analyze with the use of some of the advanced the neural networks such as UNet and UNet++. So the collected data set and the convolutional neural network models are we need to understand that they are not meant to claim for the diagnostic ability of the deep learning model right now, but to research about various possible ways of efficiently detecting coronavirus infections using computer vision techniques. And such methods may be pursued for further research to prove their real case implementation. And the third component which I wanted to discuss during the rest of the time is how the AI is applied by the research community in drug discovery. Because as of today, we do not have any remedy cure for the coronavirus issue. And even before this COVID-19 problem, until last year, we already know that The drug discovery is one of the biggest challenge in the pharma industry. It takes about 15 years and $2.6 billion. And after testing 10,000 active compounds, only one of them comes to the market. It essentially means close to 99% or even more than 99% of the investment goes into the failure. So the arrival of artificial intelligence has promised. It's not necessarily it has to help us to succeed, but even if it reduces our failures, it will be cost effective and it will save millions of dollars. And here you can see that the arrival of artificial intelligence in terms within the area of biology. Here you can see that the number of papers which have been published since 2005 until now, and until 2017 it was hardly less than 5,000 journal articles which were published every year. In the last 3 to 4 years, more than 90% of the articles have published which make use of AI for the biology. So we can say that a new R&D paradigm is evolving, and digital solutions and data ecosystems are at the heart of this. What I mean by that is that traditionally the biotech companies, they are known for experimental work. They started working with the animals, then it evolved into testing with the lab environment with the glass vessels and so on. And then they have been doing computer simulations in the last 35 years. But now the computer simulations have moved into artificial intelligence. So what is the big difference between these two? In computer simulations, the scientist who test the compound for a particular disease, and the computer simulations will tell you why it is behaving so and so forth. But now with the arrival of AI, with the generative models, the generative adversarial networks, it started to suggest the compound for a given disease. So if I test the neural network with the use of various biological active compounds and the existing coronavirus compounds, now I can make the neural network to dream for a new molecule which was never thought by any human beings. So that is the major breakthrough which is currently happening now. Now you can see from this slide, AI for drug discovery came into its action. And this AI in drug discovery was not even a scientific discipline about a year ago, but now it has become, within a year, it has become a core component of drug discovery. So given this, all the, in the light of these challenges of COVID-19 presents to our society, now the researchers are bringing its machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence expertise to the scientific community together with its partners across different disciplines to help find potential solutions. And you can see that very many companies who have been working, right from startup companies to the established big pharma companies, they are mobilizing all their internal skill set from in the area of AI towards addressing the issue of COVID-19 issue. So here is the coronavirus, what you see on the left side. And on the right is the key protein, and you can see some reddish color. That's a small molecule. So the entire research community, they are trying to find a small molecule which can go and sit inside that protein and make it inactive. So this is what we are trying to do. So that small molecule, if it is proven, that is what is called a drug. So in a way, you can understand drug discovery, there are two important components. One is the biological target, that is, in our human body, we have several biological targets. And if it behaves weirdly, then we are getting the disease. So to address that, we are consuming the tablet, the drug. So the drug is a chemical compound, and our human body, which is a biological, which carries the biological target. So there are two things which are involved in this, and we are connecting that with the use of bioassays. And researchers over the last 30 years, they have generated millions of data which is untapped, which is available, existing for all the researchers today. With the arrival of COVID-19 problem, all the companies which are sharing their data, which was never the practice earlier. So this is one of the very good time for data science community to showcase their skill set by applying their AI skills towards finding the small molecule compound. You can think of this problem, the question is why this is all important. It turns out, if we think about the way that proteins and biological processes work, it is like a lock and key problem. It's the log that you are seeing is the biological target, and there are millions of keys. We don't know which key will open or unlock the log. So we are searching for that one dream magic bullet, the one small key which can open the biological target. So that is what we are trying to do with the use of artificial intelligence. For instance, Kimball, they have released 2 million compounds which are related to COVID data. So now we need to extract the data and build a model out of that. So that is what we are currently working on. And also chemical abstract service, normally they are not for free, but chemical abstract service, they have released all their 50,000, more than 50,000 antiviral compounds for you to build the AI models. And also there is a PubChem. Now I just wanted to show you what we are working with these things. So this is the Kimball data set, the structured data that you are seeing. And here is our models that we are trying to build with the use of various Python libraries like RDKit and so on to display the molecules, and then we do a lot of analysis with the use of that stuff. So here is our work which is going on currently on finding one small molecule that can inhibit the targets in coronavirus. So now, having said that, let me also a little bit touch upon the stuff on what we are currently working. Our the whole framework, how does it look? So at the bottom on your right, that you see the computational infrastructure, that could be Google or NVIDIA and those cloud computing and so on. And we use PyTorch as well as the TensorFlow for the building the framework. And on top of it, the databases like Kimball, Tox21 dataset, and Moses database, and Chemical Abstract Service dataset. And on top of it, it's not that we are building our deep neural network from scratch. Already there are certain libraries which are built by various researchers from Stanford, Harvard, and so on. We are trying to make use of those libraries as well. And then on top of it, we are trying to find, with the use of the AI model, we are trying to make the dream for a new molecule which was never dreamt by any scientist, and then trying to test those molecules. That is what we are currently working on, and we have made a significant progress in that. So what you see here is the molecules which are generated by the deep learning neural network, and the generative adversarial networks where discriminator, that the green color that you see here, is trained with the real molecules, and our platform dreams, that is the generator part, which generates the new molecule, which we are trying to simulate like a COVID inhibitor. So these are some of the molecules which are dreamed by our architecture. We are still working on that. And also, once you have the fake molecules will be tested with the use of our neural network to find out whether the compound is active or inactive. And there are very many challenges which are going on across the world. And also, we also participated in the COVID-19 Hackathon conducted by Indian government and NVIDIA, and we are one of the winners of the COVID-19 Hackathon with the use of our convolutional neural network for drug discovery. And to sum it up, AI has rapidly becoming an important tool for researchers today, and to fight the COVID-19 in many roles, from analyzing the massive amount of research literature, generating disease hypothesis, to hit discovery, drug repurposing, and so on. And from the onset of COVID-19, organizations from many different backgrounds have been quick to transition resources and apply their AI expertise across the full spectrum of drug discovery development. So in a way, the final concluding remark is that the convergence of several technology trends has accelerated progress in data science. The volume of data continues to double every couple of years, and it is clear that AI and machine learning can play a major large role in overcoming the current crisis by enabling the medical community, policymakers, and general public with the right tools to manage every stage of the crisis. So with that, let me stop here, and if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parthiban, for the wonderful talk. We are very grateful to those who have attended this session and will now start our short survey. This survey helps us shape future conferences. Thank you all very much. With this, I will end the session.
Thank you so much again, once again.